How he got profoundly educated. A story of empowerment through enlightenment. He was a know-nothing, but his eyes had a hunger, and a teacher who could see him told him the path. The teacher said that one must begin not even with words, but with letters. This diligent, deeply sincere student began. He learned ABC, but soon realized that they were not ABC but sounds. And A, E, I, O, U and a few others had multiple sounds. He understood phonetics. The rules were not so clear-cut, but each teacher told him gently, "Let us master each word." So the student sat and practiced with the phonetic method, with a path and a logic and a strange joy, with the power of words opening up to him. He was mastering words. The gateway to knowing, he felt that within. The teacher was with him, awed at the quick progress. Each word broke into precise letters and sounds and practiced multiple times till mastery. Finally, and it took only 3 months of hours of practice each day, the student had mastered around 1,000 basic words, nouns, verbs and forms, adjectives and adverbs. Then the teacher one day opened the student's mind to the wonder and power of grammar. He explained with no speck of doubt that grammar covers various situations and that the verb needs to be changed with each situation. He gave examples but did not stop at that. He made the student practice each word with each structure and with the logic of grammar, how it connects to reality, situationally. He made it fully clear. There was no blind rote memorization. So it was really like a kind of slow power coming into the student, and the very clarity filled the student with inexpressible joy. It took 4 months of practice and passionate logical repetition, hours each day, and the student had by now got a pretty good grasp of sentence formation in English. He was comfortable too, as he had followed his teacher's instructions to perfection. He had practiced each sentence with each verb and pronoun multiple times orally and recorded till the sentence types themselves began to feel to him real. Now the fun began. The student was given 100 plays, short, lovely plays, 100 stories, short, beautiful, inspiring and heart-touching stories. They were written by the teacher himself. The teacher now cashed in. He connected language to pleasure, to depth. The student began, and a strange thing began to happen to the student. The more he read, the more his hunger grew. He had discovered a deep fount of passionate engagement with learning and gaining power. On and on the student read. The teacher introduced him to the great classic literature, prose, poetry, plays, short stories, novels. 6 hours each day the student read. He started getting dreams about the stories and novels he was reading. Then the teacher gave him the textbooks from 1st to 5th class of the school level, and the student used the same method to read and enjoy and savor and understand the contents. The short textbooks too were written by the teacher on all the wonders of the world. They simply named the things around, and more stories were added, and songs and poems too. Classic poems and songs that would touch the heart of any intelligent reader. The student sensed and felt the world. He became passionate. He was connecting things to reality. This was a kick, a new kick he had never had, but knew somewhere deep within him is life. There must be a meaning. He had always known, and he had found it. The student had slowly got used to his silent, deep, unnamed joy. He had changed completely. Life had become sacred. He had found life, the fount of life. Finally, the teacher gave him classic books in history, in sciences and math, written by forward-moving and new age, enlightened and passionate educators. These books objectively laid down the full reason of the world being what it is, and also made clear the way the essential core concepts, truths and laws and principles had been arrived at. It showed the history of ideas totally clearly. The student took a leap now. Hours and days and months he spent. He swept the world with his grasp like a magic wand. He was ready to take on the whole world, and he understood how the whole world works as a whole. The whole is a true, he realized. And he realized there were 100 paths ahead in front of him, and he could take any path. He understood the deep-rooted causes of things, reduced the world to a unit, and one day the student realized that his education had been kind of completed and that it had taken him only 3 years. But it seemed like 1,000 years because his mind was so involved, so engaged with the logic and path laid by the passionate teacher. He went out into the world with the teacher's blessing, chose a field of study to study ever, all his life, deeply and began his journey to master his own field and achieve great heights in it. Thank you.